Hello, Brian.
Hey Dan,
Hello,
how are you?
hello. Good, thanks. Thank you for jumping on today. And let's begin by telling me about who you are and what you do and what's exciting you right now.
Yeah, so my name is Brian Bogaert, and I am a wealth coach, which means basically I'm teaching people how to become investors. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not promoting investments. I'm actually teaching and mentoring and supporting people, educating and empowering them to get into the investment space.
Got it. And how did you get into this kind of work? You mentioned that you had your own kind of journey to this.
Yeah, so really quickly, 20 years ago, I was in a corporate job and it was great. It was wonderful. I had a lot of advantages, but it just didn't work for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the whole corporate thing and that. And I was desperately searching for a way out. And it turned out my cubicle neighbor was investing in real estate. So we went out on a bunch of lunches and eventually I did a property with him. And then I was like, listen, I think there's more people that would want to do this. I just read Rich Dad Poor Dad. He says we should start a company and open this up to lots of people. And he said, if you want to deal with the people, I'll deal with the properties. So we started a company and we started investing with people and showing them what we were doing. And 4 years later, it was in Calgary. The market had shot up considerably. So we told our investors, now's the time to sell. They did. And him and I both retired from our corporate jobs. So ever since
Amazing.
then, investing and finances and money and leverage and all that, I've just been like fascinated and love it. So I've been doing that on my own and helping other people. And then 5 years ago, I opened up my coaching practice to sort of
Wow.
teach people this stuff about money and finances and investing that is just not available
Hmm.
unless you want to, spend 150 grand of your own money in 15 years learning about it.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that people most get tripped up on or in this area?
Oh, I think one of the big ones is just like people are automatically trusting of banks and financial companies and believing that, the TV commercials that these people are out there to make you wealthy so you can
Yeah.
happily retire. The reality is they're businesses and most of them are salespeople. And so, banks are out there making double and triple digit returns and offering us 2, 3, 4, 5%. And that's not the way to become wealthy. And
Mm-hmm.
sure, the 30-year retirement plan, the 40-year retirement plan, great. Me, I was on a 4 to 5 year retirement plan where at least I had a level of financial freedom that could support me. And to do that, you got to learn about uncommon investments, a lot of stuff that's going on privately. But that world can be a little shark infested as well. So you really have to learn how to do due diligence and the 3 P's: protection of capital, protection of ROI, and protection of exit strategy. That's the first thing that I'm teaching my clients, and it should be the first questions, not what's the return? How much money am I going to be able to make? No, it should be how can I protect the money that I'm starting out with here
Mm-hmm.
so I don't lose it?
To cap
And
the
that's
downside.
almost impossible in the stock market, as we just saw in the past week,
Yeah.
right?
Got it. And amazing. So, do you have any kind of resources that people get started with? Like, are there any kind
Well,
of books?
yeah, certainly Rich Dad Poor Dad is a
Yes.
great book. And a lot of people know that one, but I don't know if it was his second or third book, but the one that really changed things for me was called Cash Flow Quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
And that one especially, and this is a message for all the entrepreneurs out there, like having a business is wonderful. I now have my own business. I'm trying to change the world and make a positive difference and transform people in the financial space, but I'm clear that if it's not paying me and I'm not seeing personal financial success, all I've done is traded one prison for another prison.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I really got out of Cash Flow Quadrant was you have a business in order to channel profits into investments and then
Mm-hmm.
grow that even more and more and more. So your business is up and running, it's taking care of itself,
And
but there has to be
mm-hmm.
investments and money coming in that way, funneling that into the investment space as well. Otherwise, what's the point? Like I see, $1 million businesses and the entrepreneur isn't even paying themselves $100,000 personally. So you got to ask yourself, why don't you just go get a nice, safe, secure job? Like, why
Right.
are you, working 80 hours a week and taking on all this risk and responsibility if you yourself are not seeing personal success?
Got it. And yeah, you mentioned, so what do you think it is that entrepreneurs, are so business focused, but maybe they're not as personal, is that what I'm hearing? As personal
Yeah.
finance or personal investment focused? Why do you think that is?
So two main reasons. The first reason is who teaches you about this? I find that the number one thing that when I talk with people and get into what's their mindset, because that's a big piece as well. Like, we got to look at our mindset around money and finances. And one of the biggest things that I hear about is guilt, shame, embarrassment. I should be further ahead. Why haven't I gotten this figured out? And my answer is like, do you understand how to do brain surgery? Oh, you don't? Why not? Well, nobody ever taught me brain surgery. Right. So why do you expect yourself to be good at brain surgery, but you expect to be good at money and finances, and nobody's ever taught you anything about that either? So there's this huge thing where finances is like this, I say it's like sex, politics, and religion. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to deal with it. It's kind of hidden in the closet somewhere, right? And people are afraid to deal with it. So that's one reason. And then the second thing around it is just like, they're so focused on their business, and everything is about revenue and how much money are you making, and I'm moving from a 6-figure entrepreneur to a 7-figure entrepreneur, or I'm trying to get to 6 figures. But nobody ever discusses, what is your profit like? How are you doing successfully? And a lot of entrepreneurs are the type that will sacrifice their own success for the success of their clients, for what they're trying to accomplish, right? They're out there saving the world, but they're not even saving themselves. And it's the same as they say, you can't love someone until you love yourself. You can't be generous and compassionate until you're generous and compassionate to yourself. Well, you can't help other people become successful until you are personally successful. That's what I believe. But a lot of entrepreneurs are willing to sacrifice their own success for, and you hear this all the time. Well, I invest my money back in my business.
Yep.
Investment, a true investment, produces ROI. So what are the returns that you're receiving from that investment in your business? And if you can't quantify that, it's not an investment in your business. You're just spending money.
Got it. And speaking of this topic, before we wrap up here, what would you say you most need help with right now?
Me?
Yes.
So I'm in the process of launching the next version of my course. It's very specific. It's investing in pre-con condos. I've been investing for the past 6 years, the amazing GTA real estate market that we've seen. And I've been helping some clients, and somebody said to me, like, Brian, nobody's teaching how to invest in pre-con condos. There's all this, like, come to a 15-minute info night and then we're going to try to sell you a project, but nobody's just doing it from the education and empowerment standpoint. So I have a 12-week program where I literally take people behind the scenes of how I find, research, purchase these properties, create an exit strategy for myself, and make it as part of my investment strategy and investment portfolio. And yeah, I'm launching that program right now. I'm speaking to people. I'm filling it up. Once it's filled, we're going to start running probably end of March, beginning of April. So if there's any listeners out there that have ever wanted to get in the GTA marketplace and know that they want to get in on these pre-construction condos that are a sexy topic, but they don't know how and they don't know where to start, I'd love to have a conversation with them.
Amazing. I love that. And where can people find you online, and how can they get in touch with you?
So my website is, my company name is Next Level Success Coaching. So the URL is N as in Nancy, nlscoaching.com, all right? nlscoaching.com. And me, it's Brian B at nlscoaching.com, or people can text me or call me at 647-802-4769 and search for Brian Bogaert on Facebook or LinkedIn. You just got to know how to spell my last name. Do you have like show notes or something you're going to put up,
I'll pop it in the title of this.
So they can see how to spell my name. Exactly. And yeah, amazing.
Perfect. Fantastic. Well, thanks, Brian. Thanks for being part of this. I appreciate it.
It was great, Dan. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot. Take care.